Welcome to Abroadprocess Test Prep. Today we're focusing on questions 3 and 4 of the TOEFL Speaking section, integrated speaking tasks about academic topics. You'll learn how these questions are structured, how to organize your response, and key tips for improving your speaking score. Understanding the question format. What are the integrated speaking tasks? Questions 3 and 4 are integrated speaking tasks. This means you will read, listen, and speak for question 3, or listen and speak for question 4. Question 3. Read an academic passage, 50 to 100 words. Listen to a lecture on the same topic. Summarize how the lecture explains or expands on the reading. Question 4. Listen to a lecture, no reading passage. Summarize the key points and examples. How to approach the questions. What should your response include? In these tasks, you need to Question 3. Explain the main concept from the reading. Summarize how the professor's example illustrates it. Question 4. Summarize the main idea of the lecture. Explain supporting points and examples. The passage defines flow as a state of deep focus where people lose track of time. The professor gives an example of a physics student who worked all night on a math puzzle without eating or sleeping. This shows flow because the student was completely absorbed in his work. Sample response breakdown. Let's listen to a high-scoring response. The passage is talking about the general information about flow, and the professor illustrates an example of that. He met a friend who was a physics teacher, and 3 years ago, he found him in a classroom. His friend's clothes were messy, and he hadn't eaten or slept all night. He was totally focused on solving a math problem and didn't notice time passing. This supports the definition of flow because he was deeply engaged in an activity without distraction. Why did this response score 3 out of 4? Delivery. Speech is clear, but some parts are choppy. Language use. Some grammatical errors, but ideas are understandable. Topic development. Explains the example well, but doesn't clearly define flow. Speaking tips for a high score. Key tips for questions 3 and 4. To improve your score, follow these tips. 1. Take good notes. Write down the main idea and key examples from the lecture. 2. Summarize, don't repeat. Use your own words to explain the concept. 3. Speak clearly and naturally. Don't rush or use memorized phrases. Important. Use transition words. Help structure your answer. For example, because, as a result. Manage your time. Practice speaking for exactly 60 seconds.